Welcome to another episode of the We the Fans Network podcast. We're recording on a Thursday, and that's why Boomer's in his car, if you could see his steering wheel, because yesterday we tried to record, and for the first 15 minutes, Mike couldn't really hear anything, and Boomer just was going in and out. We couldn't see him, we couldn't hear him, we were just having major problems. And then for the last 15 minutes, Mike finally realized that all he had to do was turn up the volume on his phone. And the Boomer situation never got solved. So here we are recording on a Thursday. Hopefully this gets released Friday morning if I'm not lazy. But welcome to another episode. If you look directly to my left... No, wait, is that wrong? That's wrong. It's wrong. Sorry, it's this way. It's actually right there. To my... Yeah, that would be my left. Everything's reversed. It's really weird. That's where all the social media is if you're watching the video. If you're listening to the audio, it's at We The Fans Network on Facebook and Instagram. And I am on Twitter at WeTheFans_Ron. And Mike?
Whoop, there it is on Twitter. And Boom went to Dynamite on Instagram.
And of course, he didn't attend the Kentucky Derby this year, so no Triple Crown Boomer this year. But... Boomer. Social media? Twitter?
I'm still Triple Crown Boomer. I'm always and forever will be my life. At Live with Boomer or at TCB, baby.
There you go. Your video's a little hazy, but the audio's coming through perfect, so we're good. We released our NFL draft episode a little late. I had to edit over 2 hours of video twice because, of course, it didn't work the first time when I saved it. Also, somehow now, I didn't tell you guys this, but there's 4 minutes more than there was the first time I edited it. So, it's like, we released the director's cut, almost.
But you saved the 4 minutes where nobody can hear each other and we're all talking shit?
No. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? The end of it? I don't know. If you haven't watched the episode and you're watching this one or listening to this one, I really, really, really highly suggest you go back and at least listen to pieces or watch pieces of it, because there is some funny stuff on there. It might be the most entertaining podcast that we've done so far. The reaction to the picks were great. All of us couldn't believe what happened with the Giants. Boomer, it turned his night around. I mean, the Raiders picked. Boomer was all upset. We even heard a John Gruden sucks out of him. You know, I'm not going to forget that. I still remember that, Boomer. And then, by the time the Giants picked... By the time the Giants picked, Boomer's night turned around, and he became the happiest on his way to being the drunkest person watching the NFL draft. And it was a good time, so I suggest you go back and watch it. But now, we're here today, and we're here to talk about what's gone on in the past week and a half, because we haven't done a podcast since the draft. So let's do it. And let's start with my and yours, Mike, Miami Dolphins. And let's start with what just happened about an hour ago. They signed Xavier Howard, one of the top cornerbacks in football, to a 5-year, $76.5 million contract. The highest extension for a cornerback, not contract, but the highest extension for a quarterback ever in history, and I'm perfectly fine with it.
Need a foundation to build a winning team, and I'm not so sure it's a tank type of season coming up. I think
it changed. Everything changed.
He's doing the right thing. Flores is doing the right thing. He's signing the guys before they hit free agency, because most of the time they don't sign with Miami after that point.
Unless they're taking the top guy like a Mike Wallace and Ndamukong Suh, and they're spending all their money on someone and they're paying them. You know, if they're not paying somebody, usually they're not getting the free agents. You're right.
Well, I mean, they have the no state tax, which kind of helps them in some ways. But it's a great signing. They signed, I think, all of their draft picks, I think, are signed.
5.
We were loaded with 5. Okay, 5 are signed, but the one that matters is the first rounder for me.
Christian Wilkins, locked up.
Good shape.
Locked up. And I feel a lot better about him today than I did during the draft. What's that, Boomer?
It was a good pick.
Yeah.
I
Right.
for a
Well,
team, too.
let's go back to Christian Wilkins real quick. So what has turned me around on him a lot is this man wants to play in Miami. He wants to be a Miami Dolphin. So it's not. I feel like it's a little different of a scenario when a guy just gets drafted and it's like whoever takes me, whatever. He wanted, like, this is a team he wanted to play for. He's excited to play there. I believe it. And I said it last show. I mean, yeah, these guys say the right thing all the time, but I believe that he really wanted to play for this team before the draft. He's happy to be there. Boomer's saying he's a top talent. Everybody's saying he's a top talent. So I feel a lot better now than I did when they drafted him. And if you want to know how I felt when they drafted him, you could go back and watch that show. But yeah, I like it.
He's athletic as shit, man.
Yeah.
I love it. On the defensive line, he doesn't have to be the biggest guy on the line with his footwork and his speed.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the team. I'm not expecting a playoff team, but I'm expecting to be excited every week, whether the outcome is a win or a loss.
The only thing we have to be careful of is we've been in these situations, Mike, where the future looks bright, and it's happened too many times to us. A lot of
quarterbacks been through the mill.
A lot of quarterbacks, just a lot of players, just a lot of guys that were supposed to be up here, and we were supposed to be competing, and it just didn't happen. So, yeah, I'm excited.
With the quarterback, Ronnie. We finally got another young
right.
kid,
I'm excited because there are more signs of what we're actually doing rather than just putting a team together. You could see what Flores is building by what he did in the draft, who they're signing, what they're doing. They're going to be Patriots B. That's what they're going to be. Because not only did they get... Hold on, Boomer, and you'll see where I'm going with this. They just locked up a top cornerback in the NFL. What have the Patriots had throughout the whole time Bill Belichick has been there, from Ty Law to McCourty? They've had top cornerbacks have been a staple in their defense. Not done yet. They also drafted a fullback. It's 2019. Who drafts fullbacks? The New England Patriots draft fullbacks. This is going to be structured very similar to the way the Patriots are. And Flores, if he structures the defense the same way, obviously, the talent has to be there, but we know the system works. It's worked consistently for years. He's been there, I think, about, 7 years, 10 years, somewhere around there. I don't remember. But if he could build something similar to what's there, at least on the defensive side, I'm all for it. Strong defensive tackle. Who plugged up the holes all those years? Vince Wilfork.
Look who's in the division, though. Tom Brady's going to retire maybe after next season, maybe 2 seasons, but realistically, he has 2 more years left, tops. You have the Buffalo Bills. They stink offensively.
And they're not getting better anytime soon.
They have a good young quarterback, but they don't have an offense. I mean, Le'Veon Bell is good, but...
Le'Veon Bell's not in Buffalo. LaShawn McCoy.
No, it's Jets.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Buffalo.
And then the wide receivers for the Jets.
Jets, I think, are going to be all right.
The Jets are going to be all right. I think so, too.
Their defense is great.
I think the Jets are going to be okay. I like their defense, too. I think Jamal Adams is a stud. He is. And the kid's got the personality. And I feel the same way about Jamal Adams playing for the Jets that I do about Christian Wilkins playing in Miami. Jamal Adams lets you know he's happy to be a New York
Adams
Jet.
is an alpha, but so is Howard. That's why they liked him so much in the draft.
Well,
He was the alpha on the college team.
I think it's also the way that they're embracing the team that they're playing for. Like, I think that they both really wanted to play for those franchises. That's what I mean. I think Christian Wilkins wanted to play for the Miami Dolphins. I'm sure he had other teams he wanted to play for too, but I think that was on his list. Jamal Adams loves being a Jet. Like, I think
Khalil Mack loved being a Raider.
Womp, womp, womp.
You're talking a lot of shit, considering you're talking about a bunch of guys that haven't played for your team yet.
And you still have a head coach that signed a 10-year, $100 million contract and hasn't proved anything in 20 years.
That's nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Traded one kicker or traded the kicker? I don't remember.
He got rid of one of the best kickers in NFL history. He got rid of one of the better punters in the NFL right now.
There's no reason to keep him around.
Wait, I'm not done. He got rid of Khalil Mack. We all know that. He got rid of who's the star of the Dallas Cowboys offense right now? Not Ezekiel Elliott. Not Ezekiel Elliott. Try again. It's hint. It's a wide receiver. You know, next thing you know, David Carr is going to be gone.
Well, if David Carr played on the team.
I know. I realized. Derek Carr.
We just expect it. No.
I'm done talking now. Yeah, I mean, but I like what the Dolphins are doing. To get back to that, I like what they're doing. You could see the type of team they're building, and we'll see what Flores can do as a coach. Building the team is not even 50% of what his job is going to be and what he's going to need for success. So he's got to be a good head coach. We've seen these guys, and I'll just, because it's local for me and it's people that are just in our face, you know, we've seen Rex Ryan, great defensive coordinator, maybe one of the best ever, top 10 ever, you know, was definitely probably the top 3 defensive coordinator when he got hired for their head coaching job. But horrible head coach. Absolutely terrible head coach. Seriously, I think he was a terrible head coach. All he did was preach ground and pound, and their offensive run game got worse every year. You know, he paid no attention to the offense. I don't think Brian Flores is going to be that, you know, exaggerated on one side of the ball. But, what my point is, we've seen great coordinators be not great head coaches. So building the team is a small part of it. We'll see what he does, but I like where we're going. Very happy with Rosen.
Everybody's looking for the next Sean McVay. So.
Yeah, but I don't think we were. I don't think that's what Flores is.
That's what really Flores is. He's a young coordinator. He hasn't been.
Yeah, but he's been a coordinator for a long time. He's been in the system for a long time.
Opposite side of the ball. I mean, come on.
What?
Andy's opposite side of the ball.
Hey, doggy. Hey, doggy. You got the dog in the car?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Stang.
Sting?
Stang. Stang.
Stang, like the car?
Yep.
Is that what he's named after?
Yeah.
Dope.
Your dog looks so mean.
Awesome. He's so cool. He's probably the nicest thing.
Like waiting for somebody to walk by your car and just freaking go nuts.
Oh, so for anybody that's confused, that's listening to the audio right now, Boomer is in his car, like I said, and I didn't know, but his dog just came up on the screen. He has his dog, giant dog, next to his face. It's gone now. I can't see it now, but that's what we were talking about.
When he comes in, it's almost like on Star Wars where Darth Maul appears.
But that's why you should go on YouTube and watch the video. Highly recommend it. And let's move on, Boomer, to your Raiders. And tell us what they did in the draft and how you feel about it. We know you didn't like the first pick, but we didn't see what you thought about their other 2 first-round picks.
I didn't really like any of them. I feel like they reached in every position. I think they're all solid players. I think you also have to have a team that wants to trade out. So if they like Sealy and Farrell and nobody would trade out, I guess you take him. But I think maybe they didn't get a trading partner. I'm not sure. But so it's whatever. I think he's an okay player. I don't think he's ever going to be anything great. I think he'd be just a good, probably 8-9 sack a year guy, even at his tops, I'm guessing. I don't like Josh Jacobs. I don't like taking a running back that was barely even the best featured back at Alabama, and no Alabama running back has ever done anything in the NFL. So that scares me a little bit. Everybody thinks it's a great pick because they love his story, because he was like almost living in a car like me, in a van down by the river, and then Abrams. I think we could have got him in the second round. I think we could have got Montez Sweat at some point in there, because he didn't go until after, I believe, our second pick. So I think we missed out on a couple opportunities. I think our second round pick though was great. I think the quarterback out of Clemson is going to be pretty good. He didn't have a single touchdown scored on him all year. I mean, ACC was garbage, and that's talking to you, Daniel Jones, number 6 pick, you fucking loser.
Oh, God.
Trayvon Mullen?
Pippen list already.
Trayvon Mullen?
But I mean, the rest of the draft was okay. I mean, from there, they didn't have another pick for a while after that second pick. I actually think Hunter Renfrow, I mean, they drafted tons of Clemson people. I think Hunter Renfrow could be a really good slot receiver in the NFL. He was really good in college. He's
Isn't he a baseball player?
I think he's going to be really hard to defend. Hunter Renfrow? I
feel like that's a baseball player on the Padres.
It's a baseball name. It's definitely a baseball name. It might be.
Like same name too.
Let's see.
I don't know, but either way, that was a really good pick. I'm cool with that.
Spelled
other than that,
so.
do you see already? Go ahead.
So it's spelled different. Hunter Renfrow, the football player, spells it Renfrow, and they call him Hunter Renfrow in the MLB, but his actual full name is Dustin Hunter Renfrow, spelled Renfroe.
Fun fact of the day.
There it is.
Learning something new every day, even though it's a boring sport of baseball. But Kyler Murray already signed his tenure, $35.2 fully guaranteed rookie contract with the 5th-year option.
He should retire and go back into the MLB draft.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure that I guarantee you there's stipulations in there.
He'll probably have to wait a certain amount of time. But,
Yeah.
like, he may not have to serve his contract, but the length of the contract before he.
Yeah, there's probably also things like Green Bay put in like Favre's contract, like when they said if he leaves, he can't go directly to a divisional rival, right? So there could be something in like in his NFL Kyler Murray's NFL contract stating that if you do leave the NFL and go directly to a competitor, let's say like Major League Baseball, then that guaranteed money's void. Or he only gets a part of it. I could definitely see them putting something like that in there. Obviously, they would have to protect themselves. They would have to.
You never know.
What about some other news that happened today that I honestly just remembered? The Seahawks. Did you see what happened with them?
Doug Baldwin?
And?
Oh, you're talking about Doug Baldwin showing his physical?
Doug Baldwin and?
Released.
Ezekiel Anza.
Who?
No.
1-year deal.
No, they also released, what's his name, the safety.
Earl Thomas?
Yep.
Oh, come to Miami.
Don't
I like
want
what
him.
He's a free agent.
No, Cam Chancellor, excuse me, Cam Chancellor. Yeah, Earl Thomas has been a free agent. They released Cam Chancellor.
Oh, but yeah, he's been done.
Yeah.
He's a little washed. No, he's washed.
Oh, they both failed
No,
physicals.
he didn't even play last year.
Yeah, they both failed
But when he
physicals.
played, he was washed.
Yeah, they both failed physicals. I knew Baldwin probably was never going to play again. That came out, remember, I think like around draft time, that he was probably never going to play again. Cam Chancellor, I didn't know his career was over like that, though.
He's the last of legend.
Huh?
What's that?
Barely made in the first 10 rounds. I said,
And
how
watch,
about DK Metcalf?
okay.
Almost not in that top 10.
Listen, that's okay.
Oh,
That's
right,
okay.
they took DK.
You can call me the New York Giants of draft predictions, but guess what? He's going to be the best receiver in the draft class.
I guarantee he's not.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see. Now he's got more than the opportunity in Seattle being.
No, that's
they
not
play.
the team. No. See, that's not the team for him to perform.
They run.
Big body in a red zone. Watch.
When has that benefited Russell Wilson? Jimmy Graham did great in Seattle, didn't he?
Imagine having a wide receiver that do that.
Not gonna work. Not gonna work. They need more. They need more of like a Doug Baldwin. That's the type of receiver they
He
need.
won't be the
He was
best.
a
He won't be the best
tiny
receiver.
Yeah.
in that draft.
They need like slot type receivers. That's what they need to run that offense. Not a DK Metcalf. Not a Des Bryant. Not a. You know what I'm saying? They need slot receivers.
They need one DK Metcalf.
What was that, Robot Boomer?
They need somebody who all he's gonna do is run deep. It's not DK Metcalf.
As far as football goes, I think. Dak Prescott rumored $30 million. Boomer, you want to talk about it?
I've never heard.
What
I don't
happened?
even want to. We'll talk about that when it comes.
If I had 3 hands, I'd give it 3 thumbs up.
Well, I got 2, and I give it 2 thumbs down.
That makes 4 thumbs.
There you go, 4. See? Our real 4 is still more than your fake 3, so we win.
I just don't know what to do with my hands.
Good. You could give him your $30 million then.
I
Give
know
him-
we're going to get into baseball, so hey, I know we're going to get into baseball. So have you guys seen that thing that happened with the Cubs today?
I think it's bogus. I think it's so stupid.
What happened?
You didn't. So, you know how you do that white? You do the finger.
Oh, that? Yeah, I saw that. Yes, the circle game. Are you talking about the circle game? The circle game. The circle game?
Oh, but it's a sign for what?
No, it's-
power, they said.
It's the circle
Where
game.
I'm from, it's like this is the symbol, but it's basically the same thing.
What is that?
It's what you call the circle game. It's the same thing.
No.
But we go like this
Bro.
where I'm from.
Alright, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that originally it's from Malcolm in the Middle. And they used to do the circle game to each other. They're brothers. My memory might be
I
wrong.
remember the show. I don't remember.
I might be
the
making
video.
this up. It might be a complete false memory.
We've been doing it since I was a kid. So
Right. You show the circle, if somebody looks, you get to punch them. End of story. That's all it is. That's what it is. That's it. That's it.
We call it give me mine.
Dude.
You get punched
Give me mines.
The only reason why they're even saying it's a racial thing is because the guy who's in the picture that they're doing it next to
Doug
is
Glanville,
black.
I think, was reporting. It was Doug Glanville.
You
Whoever.
guys know how this all started, right? Like the whole thing and why it's now called the white power symbol.
Yes,
is that
because
AI,
apparently.
4change was like, hey, everything's now is racist. That's the white power symbol. And he was joking, and people took it serious. People really think it's a white power symbol. That's so stupid. So
Well,
stupid.
I also did read that there are white supremacist groups that have
something
adopted
like
it.
Upside
Yeah.
down.
So no, and it's also so that they can do it subtly without, you know what I mean? It's something that blends in because it's a popular thing already. But it's like, dude, I don't care what people are using it for. It is what it is. It's you can't change what it
And
was.
you think about it, it's quite funny because figure 2 million people are watching ESPN, whatever, watching that, and he can say, I give me mines or whatever you call the game where you're from, 2 million people. So that's
Right, exactly,
the
right.
highlight of that guy's career.
And out of 2 million people watching those games, you know how many people probably complained about it? 70, maybe. That's
Listen, if people are offended,
people are
I'm sure
offended.
that
Then
wasn't
we're
their-
talking about fingers before. I got 2 for you. Get offended by that. Anyway, I'll save the controversial stuff for the next time I go on the Boomstick podcast.
There you go. This weekend.
Yo, they love it there. That's all they want. That's all they want is controversy and conspiracies. If you're into that, go listen to the Boomstick podcast. Let's move on. I'm gonna need my iPad for this one. The NBA playoffs. So I mean, wait. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs, but let's more importantly talk about the future of the New York Knicks and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant just got hurt last night. They're saying it's his Achilles. And that's bad timing for the Knicks. So
No, they said he did an MRI. It's just a calf sprain.
okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, but listen, Boomer. They always technically your Achilles is the bottom of your calf, so they just word it that way sometimes to not make it seem so serious.
Not even that, right? Hypothetically speaking,
I
and
tore my calf in half. I know what it's like.
Oof.
not even hypothetically speaking. Speaking as a Knicks fan, because this is what will probably wind up happening. Because this is just the way life goes. They'll sign Kevin Durant, and he'll tear his Achilles because he already has a little bit of damage to it.
Game 1, right? They're like first practice. It'll be,
100%.
Charity game for the kids.
Yeah.
Boom, down goes Durant.
The last
And then
preseason
Zion
game.
Williamson will follow right behind him.
You watch your mouth.
Kyrie or Kemba Walker, whoever.
Hey.
Oh, you don't want Kyrie. You
Hey.
don't want
I
Kyrie.
want Kemba.
I take
Bring
Kemba.
Kemba to New
I
York.
think Kemba's
I'll take Kemba.
awesome. He just
And
gets
he's
no credit because he plays in Charlotte.
I don't
He
want
has the
Kawhi or
mentality.
Kyrie.
He's built for it.
I don't want Kawhi or Kyrie. How about that?
Oh, I want Kawhi. I'll take him.
The personalities, dude. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, but you're mixing him. You're mixing him in with Zion, hopefully, and
Kevin
you know,
Durant.
I don't
Kawhi
think-
and Kevin Durant?
I think you want somebody like Kemba and Kevin Durant and Zion.
Yeah.
Because you don't need three people who need the ball.
But that
And nobody
scares
cares.
me a little bit because Durant
Kawhi
didn't
don't
like
pass,
playing.
man.
He didn't like playing with Westbrook, and Kemba's a scorer. He's an aggressive point
Yeah,
guard.
but Zion's a
He is
scorer too.
Nothing like Westbrook.
He's not as
He
good.
shoots
I know.
way
You're
better
right,
from
Boomer.
three. He has what?
You're right.
Yeah, right. You'll see he's better once he has talent around.
I don't think he's like. I don't think he's like Westbrook either. He's a scorer, but I don't think he's like Westbrook. He's not a.
I just meant he's an aggressive.
Yeah,
point
but he's
guard.
not as dominant. He's not as dominant with the ball. You know what I mean? Like he's not
He's
gonna.
not ball dominant. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like he's not gonna have the ball as much. That's what I mean. He won't have the ball as much as like Russell would have the ball, even with Kevin Durant on the team. But yeah, I mean, that makes me very nervous. His Achilles. So and Tuesday is the.
The Warriors are going to be better without Kevin Durant.
They won the championship without him before, so who cares?
I think he hurts the style Steph wants to play. I think you see Steph start and Clay play really awesome now.
Well, Clay is the one that took the step back because of Durant.
Yeah.
Really,
No, he
everybody
stepped up
had.
in the playoffs because
Well, he has to now.
I bet you they both started scoring a lot because they both love motion and Durant, stops the ball. I mean, he's great. I'm not knocking him. They obviously wanted him to do it, but now that they can be free-flowing offense again, I don't know how you stop it when you have a game plan for it all year because it hasn't been that way. Now it's back to the old way. I think they play really well the rest of the way out.
Yeah, they're rhythmic shooters. When they get in a rhythm, they can literally knock 12 in a row between the two of them. Within a few minutes. So I think you're right on that one, Boomer, for sure.
Yeah, and with all that movement, it helps them get open instead of
Exactly. Catch and shoot. That's.
Yeah.
But I'm watching the Philly-Toronto game right now. It's looking like Philly's going to win it.
10-minute warning, just so you guys know.
Much better.
So the playoffs are shaping up. We're almost at the conference finals. It looks like it's going to be Toronto is going to go on to play Milwaukee, and Golden State obviously will be there. But if Portland can't come back, Denver's going to wind up in the conference championship. They're going to lose to Golden State, but they're going to wind up in the conference championship. As far as our picks go, I had it up here. Let's see if it's still here.
I know what we have.
All
We
right,
have the
so
Warriors, Celtics, Oklahoma City Thunder, San Antonio Spurs, and Milwaukee Bucks.
right, and we had a couple of sweeps there that hurt us, but the Bucks are alive and the Warriors are alive. So if we get both of them in the championship, we're good. That'll be huge for us.
That'll be really big. That'll catch us right up.
Actually, the biggest thing for us would be to get them both in the championship and have Milwaukee beat Golden State because everybody probably has Golden State.
Do we want it to go
Yeah, but
7? Does that benefit us?
We have Golden State as our champion.
We want Golden State to win because that champion points
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, I just realized that. And we have Milwaukee, I think, just coming out of their seed, right?
We have them at second, too. We have them as runner-up, and we have... So if they both make it, you get points.
Wow, that would be
And you get
huge.
points. Yeah.
That would be great if we predicted that. That would be
Is
awesome.
there any benefits to being a long series as opposed to like a sweep?
Each win.
Yeah. Well,
As we want to go 7?
if it's between... If, like, nobody else... If, like... I think there's going to be other people that have them like us. So, yes and no. I mean, we're just going to gain more points.
Well, it would be even. It would cancel each other out with the teams that have the same thing.
I mean,
For
all the
basketball,
people
but
that don't
overall.
Oh, yeah,
have-
for overall,
that
yeah.
don't have it, we're going to gain points on, but I don't know. To me, you just want to have the Golden State win, Milwaukee be runner-up.
Yeah, no, so we're dead on. Yeah, 100%. I'm with you. But good transition there, Mike. Don't remember what you said, but you said something that I liked, and it was supposed to transition into what I'm going to say next. Going into hockey. Oh, you said about going 7 games and for the championship. Speaking of, we have picked the correct, or some of our teams wound up going to the Eastern Conference Championship. We got the Boston Bruins against the Carolina Hurricanes after Boomer was panicking and biting his thumbs and shaking when the playoffs started, and we got 2 teams swept, 2 top teams swept out of the first round.
You know that, right?
Huh?
So we have 308 points in hockey. The leader has 520.
Oh, I saw it.
We're still
I know.
way behind.
We're right there. We're right there.
Thank you, Ronnie. That's the attitude.
We're gonna get these points from, and I think we still have San Jose. No, do we have San Jose on the other side?
No, that's all the key teams we have.
All right. Well, one of them's gonna win the Stanley Cup, so it doesn't matter. We'll be good.
Done. Boom.
And 100.
Actually, see, this is where feelings and being a fan and money and fantasy sports kind of all go against each other. If Boston beats Carolina, that would be the only team we have left. I'm not rooting for Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, God, the Yankees.
Well, then let's hope for Carolina. I mean, I don't really care because it's hockey, so it don't matter to me. But
No, it just matters that it's Boston. That's all that matters.
I don't care about that. I don't live over by you weirdos, so I don't know.
He's the Boston phobia guy, not me.
I don't have a phobia.
No.
It's not a phobia.
You're scared of him.
No, scared of them. Scared of them? Why? 27-6, buddy. Scared of who? Scared of who?
27 championships.
Scared of who?
Way to remind us again, Ron.
Can you read the shirt?
That's the Rangers,
Can you read
isn't
that?
it?
It's a Ranger shirt, but it says what? It says what on it? All right then.
New York.
Yeah. New Yuck. I never heard that before. That's a good one. It's a good one. I never heard that. You ever hear that? New Yuck?
No.
I like that. That's a good one. It's a good one. All right, Boomer. I see you. Daho. Get it?
It's like
Idaho.
we call them the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
On the other side, the Blues right now are in the West, and we don't have any of those teams. I don't know, Colorado or San Jose on the other side wouldn't matter to me.
San
either way.
Jose's going to win that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
They'll win it.
I would like, honestly, to see. I think it would be a really good matchup because Carolina just is surprising people. I would like to see San Jose versus Carolina in the Stanley Cup. I think that would be a good matchup, actually. And then I'll have somebody to root for, and not root against.
It's just so weird. They're 2 warm states
Who? Oh yeah,
having hockey.
yeah. Well, yeah. Boston, I guess, isn't a
The
warm
best
state.
team in the league was in a warm state and got swept.
Vegas. Oh, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, yeah. True. Well, Tampa Bay has been good for years. Tampa Bay Lightning have been a good hockey team for a while now. They've been good for a little bit.
Who's the guy that they got from the Rangers from Martin St. Louis?
Ryan Callahan.
Was it Callahan?
It was the captain. It was captain for captain.
And I think we got tennis this weekend to pick too.
Yeah, we do. We have tennis, I think, this weekend. We got to pick. I got to look at that. I don't know anything about
They
that.
pick 5 guys with the number value. To
All
it.
I know is take Novak Djokovic.
It's pretty much just like golf.
Yeah, it's going to have seeds, right? With the point system.
He'll tell us.
Yeah. And then, I don't know how we got here so quickly, honestly, but it feels quick. It probably wasn't. But anyway, let's get into the last topic that we're going to talk about for the show, unless somebody has anything else they want to bring up afterwards. But last Saturday, whatever day it was, the Kentucky Derby took place this past weekend. Controversial finish. Boomer, do you want to get into it? I know the horse basically was going into the other lanes, right? I mean, there's even comments from some of the other riders. They're saying that he was riding the horse like he was drunk. Bunch of people are really pissed off about it. Tell me about it, Boomer.
I mean, so for an objection to happen, that means that the jockeys had to have told the officials. The officials didn't make the judgment. The judgment was by the jockeys. So that's why it took so long to look at, because they didn't even see anything at first. so they weren't even ready to replay it. There's angles that I've seen now that are like that it doesn't look that bad. There's angles where it looks terrible. There's angles where it looks like 20 knocks it out too. So the worst thing that could have possibly happened was that they took out the 7. If they would have left it as is, I was going to win a good amount of money. If they take out the 7 and the 20, I'm going to win tons of money. If they just take out the 20, I win tons of money. But all in all, it is what it is. It's horse racing. Nobody really gives that much, 2 fucks. So whatever.
I wouldn't say that. It was $9 million in bets that were all screwed up.
I contributed to donate to that. Because
What?
I got murdered.
Did you?
I did not have a good day, yeah.
What'd you say, Boom? Boomer?
Nothing.
Nothing. Never mind, everybody. He didn't say anything. Ignore it.
I think it was, I don't know. I mean, I would think that it would have to be super egregious. Like, you would have to really see it to disqualify it. Like, he won by a decent amount. Like, it wasn't really that close. You see a couple bumps, but I didn't think it was enough to disqualify him. But I should have put money on the long shot, 65 to 1. I do it every year, and I did not put $20 on a long shot. Shame on me.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's getting...
Boomer didn't go, so that's why something like this happened, because it would have messed up his streak, because now Maxim's Security.
Yeah, you can't go every year. Listen, he knows there's something about it.
Ever in my lifetime, and I was at both.
But the best part about that is not only was he at both of them, but before the first one, it was 24 years before there was a Triple Crown winner?
No, it was like
30, right. I think it was 34 years. I think you're right. So all of a sudden, 34 years later, Boomer goes to Kentucky Derby, Triple Crown winner. Okay, whatever, no big deal. Boomer goes 2 years later. There's only 2 years in between this time, not 34. Another Kentucky Derby, another Triple Crown winner, and that's why he's Triple Crown Boomer, in case anybody didn't know. It's just, that's a crazy coincidence.
Same horse owner.
Right.
Bob Baffert owns both those horses, so his horse ended up getting kicked out. That's what he gets. He should be inviting me into his box.
There you go.
He wants to have Triple Crown winners.
See?
He should be paying the man that got him there.
Yup, that's right.
Respect, Bob Baffert.
If only he knew. But apparently the jockey, Luis Suarez, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Saez, I think that's right, actually. He's getting a lawyer to defend his, and they had it in quotes, flawless ride. I mean, it obviously wasn't a flawless ride if they even had to think about DQing him and somebody objecting. But whatever. Controversial finish. And that horse is not, Maximum Security is already not riding in the next leg of the Triple Crown, which is the Preakness, I believe, right?
I wouldn't either.
Yep.
Screw that.
Yeah.
No, like he physically cannot.
I would. No, he can. The owners pulled him and said no.
Oh, I thought he couldn't.
Yeah, it's more of like a spite, like, oh, you're going to take away the win, like, I'm not playing anymore.
Why? Go out there and prove it now.
Well, they won at Belmont.
Are they going to go to Belmont?
The reason they don't do it is Belmont has a big gap between the Preakness, and since the Kentucky Derby and Preakness is like 2 weeks apart, they're like, well, we can't win
time to
this.
rest,
We're not going to hurt this horse. Yeah.
True. I don't know. It's weird. We'll see what happens. I got nothing else.
If I was the owner, I'd run him, because if he wins the next 2, I'd be like, yeah, he's Triple Crown winner. Fuck you.
Yeah, but
I would.
Yeah, but Boomer, I just want to say this because I said this a couple times last year, and we're going off topic a little bit, but college football last year, I said UCF were the national champs a couple times, and you argued with me.
No, I agree with you.
Who argued? Oh, Zach argued with me. You like that?
I don't argue with that. They can say that if they want. It don't bother me.
Yeah, I think Zach argued with me. I think I called out the wrong person. Sorry. Whatever.
I'm sorry for being a dick, Boomer.
Yeah. I'll go be a dick to Zach when we're done. That's all. I got nothing else.
Okay with it.
You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
I want to say one thing real quick on baseball. The Atlanta Braves third base prospect, Austin Riley, is on a absolute tear. He has 11 home runs, and he has 4 multi-home run games in the last, I want to say, 15 games. They started playing him in left field. He will be on the Major League roster probably after the June 1st, after the June draft. Name the watch, Austin Riley. He's mashed.
Thanks for that information.
Mike, all I'm going to say is, no, it's just, I've seen it happen. So look at Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez is having a good season right now. But I'm still not a believer. Anybody who knows me or has listened to the podcast knows I'm not a fan of Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez, when he first came up, went off. Was probably the best hitter in Major League Baseball when he first came up for about 2 months. And then what happened last year? And the injuries. And now he's finally starting to hit again. Austin Riley probably is going to be good, but we'll see what happens.
He's been doing it for 2 years. He's log jammed because the GM wanted to sign Donaldson for $23 million, and he's already been on the DL a few days with calf injuries and stuff like this. This kid is log jammed up. They're playing him in left field to get him a little experience, and he will be our left fielder.
Did they have to wait for money purposes? You know how like if you bring them up before a certain date, they get paid more, whatever, for the full season?
With him, it was never about the money. Between Camargo playing very well last year, being a third baseman, utility guy, but mainly third baseman, and then signing Donaldson to the 1 year, $23 million, they just, it doesn't look good when a team spends that amount of money and then they don't play the guy. So,
I said that was going to happen.
Stuff at the end of the podcast.
Mike, I told you that was going to happen, though. I said it. I said if Donaldson plays half the season, you'll be lucky.
Well,
he did say that. I remember.
He did. I mean, this kid hit a 492-foot shot the other day. I mean, just that absolute monster.
You still need Josh Donaldson to be healthy.
We might need Austin Riley to be healthy. If you guys have a chance, take a look at some of his home runs he hit the past week. I mean, just absolute monsters.
Hard pass.
Batting over 400 in AAA. I don't think it's you're a good hitter.
Hey, you want to check something out? Tiger Woods showed up 2 weeks early to Bethpage Black.
Let's go.
Next week, and they say he
Yeah,
looks
let's go, Tiger.
So yeah, let's go, Tiger.
Let's go, Tiger. Let's go, Tiger. We'll end it there.
Oh, the guy that never bet before 50,000 the tournament a few weeks back.
Yeah, he can win $10 million if he wins a Grand Slam.
No, he's got to win 3 in a row. So he's got to win 2 more. All four majors.
Yeah, Grand Slams.
$100,000 bet will win him $10 million.
That was after he won the $1.13 million.
Yep, exactly.
And the more Tiger wins, the better it is for us, right? We ride those golfers out to the end now, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't get a change, yeah.
Let's go. Tiger Woods, and I forgot his first name, but Barn
We
Rat.
need Barn Rat to step it up.
Barn Rat. Barn Rat's my guy.
Barn Rat? My guys. Mike picked everybody good.
I'm done.
You gotta get some credit, no? Come on.
I got nothing. Are we ending? Are we still going?
Then we'll start giving you credit.
Oh, don't worry about that.
I've tried to end the show 4 times already.
Well, quit it.
Just do it.
No, we keep going. It's fine.
Do it.
So now we're done?
Yeah.
All right, I guess now we're done.
Oh, blah. I mean, jeez. Way to kill the mood.
I just didn't know. I just didn't know if we had anything else left that we wanted to say.
Talk about a fucking compensation killer. Hey guys, just let you know, I've been trying to kill this show. You can quit talking now.
I'm going to have to give you some pointers before you go out, Ronnie, this weekend. I don't want you to
Well,
mess it up.
time out. One thing has absolutely nothing to do with the other.
You working on your night moves?
What? What'd you say?
You heard me.
No, I didn't. It went in and out. I didn't hear you.
Working on your night moves? Stop talking then! Fuck!
Sound effects.
Oh, man. What'd you say?
I said, are you working on your night moves or what?
I don't need to work on anything. How about that?
Oh.
That's right.
He needs to work on his night moves.
Nah.
No, I think he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Are you hanging out with the same girl?
Listen,
The same girl as
he's
what?
still getting free Metro cards from.
Yo, you saw that?
Working the meter, you'll be fine.
That's right. The charm. It's all about the charm. So, quick story. I guess we're not ending the show. Dude, I went in. I had $1.70 left on my Metro card, and the express bus cost $6.75 for me to get back home. So I have a transit check card that I get from my job. It's like this thing you could sign up for, and one paycheck a month, they take money out for your monthly Metro card, so you get less taxes out because you're getting less in your paycheck because it's going right on that transit check card. Beautiful. It's awesome. So now I always have money for my Metro card. It's great. So, but it's a credit card. I go to use the machine in one train station, only cash in 4 different machines. None of them are taking card. Okay. I walk into where I need to go, another train station, and I go down. Now there's about 10 machines, and every one of them is only taking cash, no card. So I go over to this lady who works for the MTA, and she's holding the gate open to let people through. Because if people are having a problem and they don't have the cash on them to refill, they're just letting them go. So I tell her my situation. She tells me, no, you can go. I said, no, I'm not taking the train. I need to take the bus. I have to get on the express bus to get home. She says, oh, I've seen them let people on before. They'll probably just let you on. I said, yeah, but I need 2 free rides. I need to be able to go home and come back in the morning. I've seen them tell people no. I've been told no before. I can't take that chance. What can I do? So I'm talking to her for a minute, and she tells me...
You can't go online?
Huh?
You can't go online?
No, dude, not with a card. Only cash. They only take cash at the booth. So there's another machine. There's more machines on the other side of the train station. But Mike, you know what that's like, and it's one of the ones where you have to walk through and go around. So it's like it could wind up being like a 10-minute walk and like 15 minutes back and forth, which is like stupid and ridiculous if the machine doesn't work also over there. So I'm talking to her for a few minutes. And she says, she looks at me and she goes, you know what? Just for you, I'll be right back. I said, what do you mean? She goes, just for you, I'll be right back. I said, okay. I said, what, are you going to go check the other machines? I go, you want me to wait here? She goes, I'll be right back. I said, okay.
I'm going to freshen up.
So I'm standing there, dude, 5 minutes, and I'm looking, she ain't coming back. And as I'm doing it too, I see people leaning over and pressing the gate so that letting themselves in for free. And I was and I was standing right there. I was so tempted to, because I have this card holder for like business cards that like I put people's business cards in for work, and it kind of like flips open. I wanted to just grab one person and just go, excuse me, and just flip it open and just scare the shit out of them. She's like, nah, I'm only kidding. Go, I'm not a cop. Like it just, but yeah, sidetrack. But so I'm standing there 5 minutes. She doesn't come back. About 10 minutes, she doesn't come back. So now I'm like, dude, I'm not waiting here forever. I'm about to just get out of here and go figure something out. So I walk over to another guy who works at the MTA, a little bit of a dick. He didn't really want to talk. He told me basically there's nothing he could do for me. And then I see her coming back. She's got a smile on her face. I said, what's up? You got good news for me? And she said, come here. I said, okay. So I walk over to her. She goes, come with me. I said, all right, what are we going to the other machines? I go, we go into the other machines? She goes, no. She walks over to the machines that are right there, takes out a Metro card, puts it in the machine. So now I'm like, oh, is she just going to make, like, this one work for card or something? Like, what's going on? Checks the balance. There's $45 on this card. She takes it out of the machine, turns to me, and hands it to me. I said, really? She goes, yeah. I said, oh my God, you're amazing. And I took it, and I swear to God, I gave her a hug. I was like, this is great. I said, thank you so much. Like, this is nuts. She basically just gave me $50, and as I'm walking away, she goes, "Now you don't have to worry about tomorrow either." I said, "I don't have to worry for a few days now. I'm good." But dude, that's nuts. But the charm worked, and I basically just got
a piece of the Ron.
Yeah, and you know what? I was thinking about it. Not gonna lie, I was thinking about it, and when you first meet somebody, when they walk away and you're kind of like, I don't really remember exactly what they look like, so maybe, but I don't know. I gotta evaluate it when they get back.
I wasn't completely disgusted.
Yeah, right. But I was also
preoccupied
preoccupied with what was going on in the situation, so I wasn't like thinking about the way she looks. So when she came back, I was like, all right. not bad, a little heavy, and then I was like,
Stop by tomorrow.
nah, no good. So it was no good, but I got $45 fucking free Metro card, which is awesome. It's like somebody handing me $45, awesome. So, worked out, that's my story, the charm worked, I'm good to go for tomorrow, and that's it.
Good luck.
Alright, so...
All right, boys.
Congratulations, Ron.
He said, let me talk!
So with that...
Let me talk!
Two for two.
I gotta listen to that, man. I can't wait.
Dude,
I'll
it's
see
so
you guys
funny.
later.
Yesterday's show is so funny. What? Like, can I do an actual ending? Like I usually do?
Oh, you doing it? Yeah.
I always do. So with that, let's end the show. And like we said at the beginning, follow us on social media at We The Fans Network on Instagram and Facebook. I'm at WeTheFans_Ron on Twitter. And Mike.
There it is on Twitter. Boom went to Dynamite on Instagram.
And of course, Boomer.
At Live with Boomer, and you got the definition again of at TCB, baby. Also, go check out the Boomstick podcast. Ron might be on again this weekend. It gets crazy.
I am.
There's lots of cussing. NSFW. It's not healthy for couples to listen at one time.
Go listen to the Boomstick podcast. I guess I'm going to be on it this weekend. That's news to me. Also,
You
go.
already said earlier you were going to be on it. You said
Yeah, eventually. I didn't mean like immediately, but whatever. We'll talk. We'll work something out. My schedule's open for you anytime you want, Boomer. You know that. And go listen to the NFL draft episode. It was hilarious. We honestly can't. We keep talking about it amongst ourselves because there's just some funny stuff that went on there. See you next week. Listen to the audio, watch the video, follow us. Mike's doing his what is it? Gotcha. His gotcha
For
things.
all 18 viewers.
Yeah. And let's go Yankees. Let's go Tiger. Let's go Carolina. Let's go Milwaukee.
Braves.
See you next week. See you later, guys.
Yeah.
Later.